Throughout the many things that come and go, there are some that are timeless, and those are ones that speak to common human elements across generation, across culture, and across time periods. The line echoing in my head today is from what I believe to be the greatest speech ever given, and that was by President John F. Kennedy in his 1963 address to American University on the topic of peace. The line is, "For in the final analysis, our most basic common link is that we all inhabit this small planet. We all breathe the same air. We all cherish our children's future. And we are all mortal. Through the many things that come and go, some ideas are also timeless. And that idea is one that will always be true, as it was in 1963, as it is today, as it always was and always will be. And people who are able to tap into those elements of timelessness can create works that last forever. William Shakespeare's writings are 400 or 500 years old. People still teach it in English class and do plays based on it because he spoke in archetypes. He spoke to the common human emotions that everyone feels. Star Wars, the original ones, George Lucas made sure not to make it look like something from the 1970s where people were wearing styrofoam and saying corny 70s phrases. He gave them plain clothing so that anyone could relate with this. And the timeless message that I'd give today is that the love in your heart is strong enough to conquer any problem you have. Using my own example, when my father was ailing, after a long period of debating with myself how to handle this situation, I resolved to move him to Florida and take care of him for the rest of his life. And to take on the financial burden, though I didn't have the money, and to devote my life to his care, to toss aside any notion of playing tennis, any notion of anything that would interfere with caring for him. Because in the final analysis and at the beginning of my life, he is and was my father. He, along with my mother, did the work of moving to America, starting businesses, putting a roof over my head, and providing me the genetics that I have and bringing me into this world. And there's no greater thing that a person can do than to give you life. And even if he had done nothing, even if he was just there as my father, even if there was no good in him, I would have still done it. I would have done everything for him because we are linked in ways that I don't know. I don't know what brought me here. I don't know how or why it was at this moment, at this time, in this place, with these parents, but so it was. So, while I thought I was helping him, and I was, it turns out the situation was working on me too, because now he's died. It was almost 7 months at this point, and I'm left with the memories of 25 years of sharing time on this earth with him, and several months of tossing myself aside in order to be in his service. And the values that I developed then influence me every day. They influence how I think about other people and the common link I feel with other people. Because if you go back a very, very long time, maybe we're all actually linked as actual family. It's just that we've spread out over 7 billion people. Whatever it may be, the love that I have for my father is eternal. And when he died, there is a high school in my hometown, and it was snowing. I carved I carved my name. I said, J, Heart, Atul, 1992 to infinity. And I surrounded that with a heart, a big heart, like you would put on a love letter. And the next day, the snow had thawed out some, and what I carved out was even bolder than it was the day I carved it, the love emboldened with time. And so it works on me still today. Oh, and I carved another heart, and I said, J. Love Atul, infinity to infinity. And so it is. So it is. For me and him, in the final analysis, our most basic common link is that we share the same ancestors. We shared the same house. We cared for the future of each other. And we both loved each other like nothing else.